to keep this nice and short and sweet because I'm sure you will have plenty of questions. So I'd much rather get to your questions than kind of give you extra information. So what I'm going to talk about, again, are some environmental health toxins you might find at home. So these are just a few things that you might find, and we're going to go through these in a little bit more detail. But things you might find specific to your kitchen, things specific to your bathroom, outside, and kind of your bedroom, living areas as well. Go ahead. So we'll start in the kitchen. I'm sorry that if the text is kind of small for some of you, especially people in the back, but talking about food storage and food storage containers. You know, there's styrene. Everybody knows styrofoam and like the styrofoam coffee cups, right? Polystyrene is also used for, or I've noticed, like single-use yogurt cups. You know, you can buy like the little, you peel the top off, yogurt cups. Some brands use them, some don't. But those have styrene that can leach out of those cups, out of the yogurt cups, and can actually end up in the drink that you're drinking and the yogurt that you're eating. BPA, we talked a little bit about bisphenol A, can be in the lining of canned foods, right? Especially acidic food, so things like tomatoes, right? That you need that lining in there to protect the can, right? So that the food doesn't actually eat away at the can. Well, what happens? Then the food eats away at the lining, and now you have BPA that shows up in your food. And there have been studies that document this and show that that's what happens. In cookware, there's PFOA, a big long chemical name behind that, that can be in Teflon, right? So you have Teflon nonstick coated pans. Not every nonstick pan is Teflon coated, right? You can buy some that aren't. But you have this PFOA that can come out of that pan, especially if you burn something. That's when it usually comes out. And this was kind of a new one for me. I think this is kind of interesting. Grease-proof food papers. What does that mean? You buy your Big Mac and it's wrapped up in that paper, right? That paper isn't just the normal paper. It's coated with something. So it's coated with these PFOA, and you might find that in a pizza box. Think about any kind of food papers like that that are grease-proof. Like, what are you going to get that's waterproof, grease-proof? And then cleaners. So we have a lot of different ingredients. A lot of them, you know, can cause skin irritation, eye irritation, burn your nose and throat. If you've ever used some nasty oven cleaners, you've probably experienced some of those yourself. Could be drain cleaners. Those are kind of the two worst in the kitchen. And then living in bedrooms. CFLs, you know, have mercury in them that the senator was just talking about. So the big concern not only is throwing them in the garbage and now you have mercury in your landfill, but what if one breaks at home? Does anybody really know how to clean one up? It's very different, right? You don't use your vacuum cleaner, because then what does that do? Spread the mercury all throughout your house. So there's a very specific, you know, way to clean up CFLs, take care of those. Foam furniture, those same PVDEs that Diana was talking about. So again, you find those in foam furniture. Your couch, right? Probably is made out of foam. Could be any other bedding that you have. Any wood furniture. If you have particle board, plywood paneling, MDF, so medium density fiberboard, those are kind of the cheaper, if you will, furniture that you might buy in like Target, Walmart, that you put together yourself. And those glues usually have formaldehyde in them. Okay, so if you buy furniture like that, and I've done it myself, I buy it myself, you can put it in your garage, put it outside somewhere after you've assembled it, let it off gas for a while. You know, if you can let something sit for a week, 2 weeks, a month, etc., that's great. I had a son 5 months ago, and we bought cheap furniture to put in his nursery. But I bought it when I was about 4 months pregnant. So it sat in my garage for 4 or 5 months, because I could do that. I could afford to do that. I took the time to do that. And then flooring, depending on the type of flooring you're looking at, you know, vinyl is another word for PVC, polyvinyl chloride. So that contains phthalates, which is another endocrine disruptor. And these are known endocrine disruptors. So anything that has PVC, we'll talk about, there's PVC shower curtains in your bathroom. If you think about shirts that have like plastic decals on them, like especially a lot of kids stuff, That's usually PVC. The decal itself is PVC. What else? Hardwood could be coated with a formaldehyde-based chemicals. So it's really asking questions. You know, when you're getting your floors refinished or you decide to buy carpet, it's being an educated consumer and asking what is in this, right? Are there other options available? Especially carpet and adhesives. Again, if you can stay out of that room for a while when you're getting carpet installed, if you can just not be in there for a couple days, they've show that the VOCs that is kind of emitted or comes out of that carpet and out of those adhesives is significantly lower 72 hours later, so 3 days later. You know, something to think about. So I'm not saying you have to not have new carpet, right? Everybody likes new carpet, but do it kind of in a healthier way. Maybe instead of putting new carpet in today, I would do it in the spring when I can open up all my windows, right? Instead of now when it's 30 some odd degrees out. I can't really do that. Okay, next one. The bathroom, I mentioned PVC plastic shower curtains. So if you've ever bought a new cheapy shower curtain and you open it up and you get that smell, it kind of like hits you in the face, the smell. That's phthalates, right? That's the actual phthalates that are coming out and you're breathing those in. Cleaners, again, more common ingredients. It can cause eye, skin, throat irritation, breathing problems, and then personal care products. Something that we don't really think about a lot, or most people don't, is like what's in your shampoo, what's in your cosmetics, what's in the things that you're putting on your body, you know, what's in your body lotion, etc. And a lot of those ingredients have been linked to cancer, endocrine disruption, reproductive issues. You know, you can read some of these different effects. And what I find interesting is skin irritation, right? We're putting this stuff on our skin, but it's all linked to skin irritation. Kind of ironic. Next slide. And just to kind of hammer this one again, this was a study done actually in the UK. So I tend to think that their data is very similar to ours. But it looked at the different products that people use, or women use more specifically, the average number of chemicals in those products and what health effects they're linked to. Okay, so you can see something like perfume has an average of 250 chemicals, right, to make that nice scent. That's what they're using. Some of the different side effects, irritation, nausea, linked to kidney damage, fragrance. If you ever see the back of personal care products, so shampoo or something, might just say fragrance in it. That probably has a phthalate in it as well. They don't have to disclose what the composition of that fragrance is. It's kind of their proprietary information. So be leery of fragrance. Some of these others, I mean, deodorant has 15. Some cosmetics over on the right, you know, eyeshadow, blush, foundation, etc. They all have a lot of chemicals, all linked to many, many health effects. Go ahead. And then outside your home, really looking at pesticides, right, and what they're linked to, how to use them the right way. Lab studies show they can cause birth defects, nerve damage, cancer, and then there are kind of special hazards for children, right? We think about who's outside playing on the lawn most of the time, right? It's not me rolling around on the grass. It's the kids next door or the kids in the neighborhood that are doing that. So it may block the absorption of food nutrients. Their body might not fully be able to remove the pesticide, right? Their body can't remove it the same way that ours might, with kind of this more advanced, older system. We might be able to do that where they can't. And it might affect some of their organs as well. So if you guys are interested in hearing a heck of a lot more about this stuff, we at the New York State Pollution Prevention Institute have a workshop series that's coming up in Buffalo. So it'll be in the spring. We haven't set a date yet. If you're interested, you can talk to me. You can talk to Erica. She's over there in purple. We'll be over there in the corner. And we have there are 4 2-hour workshops. So you can come to one. You can come to all of them, as many as you want. And they're focused on green cleaning, household products, so things like cookware, cleaners, a little bit, etc. Hazardous waste at home, so what things are hazardous waste, how do we properly dispose of them, so things like your mercury thermostats, those can also go to a hazardous waste collection. And then potential hidden dangers of personal care products, so focusing more on personal care products, getting more into what are the ingredients of concern, just a lot more detail on the little overview that I've given you.
Oh.